Hello, wonderful friends of social media and LinkedIn. I have some wonderful news for you today. I'm Marc Buckley. Today is September 12th, 2023. It's also a big day for Apple and their Apple launch that they do, their big Apple event where they're releasing another watch number 9 and new glasses updated and maybe a new MacBook. Actually pretty boring, not very futuristic, not where we want to go, but I have something good for you. I'm here to talk to you about something amazing, the Scenona cards, the future journey cards. And I've got some right here in front of me. I'm an ambassador. Luckily, I became an ambassador for Scenona Cards in advance, the future journey cards that I'm holding up here. And today is the launch at 6 o'clock today. September 12th was the launch of their Kickstarter program, and I want to tell you all about it because they're fabulous cards. They're cards, matter of fact, this is my favorite one. It's the Future Ambassador card. It's a Scenona card, and it was given to all the ambassadors who got an early sneak peek at what the cards look like and some special editions, pre-release Kickstarter versions of the cards to go out into the world and test them out into workshops and see how people use them. As a futurist, as a regenerative futurist, I'm so lucky to have been working with the future game and Frida and Felix, who are the ones who brought me on as an ambassador and doing this Kickstarter program to try out these cards. Something that most of you don't know is when I was working on Resilience Frontiers and the next iteration beyond the Sustainable Development Goals of the Resilient Development Goals and the next iteration of goals for the United Nations, that Frida and Felix were there with me in Songdo, Korea, doing the Foresight Moonshot Workshop with Future IO Institute and Future Literacy Labs. They are futurists. They've designed cards before. I use those cards myself. I've used them in the past. I've used them together with Felix and Frida for workshops. But now they've come out with new cards, and they're called Scenona, the Future Journey cards. And you get these beautiful cards that come in a nice box. They're all designed very wonderfully. You can use them in many different ways and styles in your workshops, in your life. You can, if you like tarot cards, you can collect them as that as well if you don't consider yourself a futurist. But I want you to know, before the past, before any history, always came the future. And every one of us is a futurist. And there's this big question that I ask in my workshops all the time. What does a world that works for everyone look like? And it's really interesting. Most people don't have the answer for that. So these cards help stimulate not only visions of the future, what future visions or personas or jobs or tasks look like in the future, and stimulate conversation, stimulate a game, stimulate thinking about what the models and life looks like for our children, for the future, for ourselves, and what that and how that affects our life, our organizations, our businesses, our families moving forward. You can use these cards in many different ways. I was lucky to have them for almost 2 months before this Kickstarter launched. And I used them in Hong Kong, the Philippines, and in Thailand at several workshops, very successful workshops. And they were all so well received. Now, the Future Ambassador card is obviously my special gift, limited edition for certain people to try out and see how the cards work and give feedback to Frida and Felix for their Kickstarter program. That's why this is my favorite card, because it's also what I do in real life as a futurist. I'm an ambassador for the environment and for regeneration and for better, brighter futures. But I actually have a lot of cards in the deck I like. This is another one that I like quite a bit. It's called the Quantum Coach. In a lot of my workshops in the past few years, I've talked a lot about U squared, or the quantum leaps that you can make as an individual. most people don't know that 1 + 1 never, ever, ever equals 2 in all living systems. So biology, ecology, environment, all living systems, 1 + 1 never, ever will equal 2 unless you're disabled or dead or have some kind of sickness or illness. Would it equal 2? It's always what we call a super exponential or goes into quantum tunneling. And the reason I mention that is to know more about the future, to think and plan and set goals and dreams and ambitions for that future that you want to live in is so vital. And these cards are a great tool and fun, whether you're a tarot card collector, whether you like to collect card games, or whether you like to dream and think about the future and follow the instructions and the rules from the Future Journey box and game and from Scenona Cards or Scenona.com. It's a good thing. And I would ask you to please follow the Kickstarter program. Please support it. Buy some cards, refer it to those people who you know would be interested. All my futurist friends, all my entrepreneurs, all those change agents out there who want to give their organizations and companies a little nudge and a push into the future to be future fit and prepared, please go to Kickstarter.com. I'm going to put the links in my post and go in and support this Kickstarter program. You'll love it. I'm also going to include some photos in this post from the workshops that I did while I was traveling around and how successful and how well received these Future Journey Scenona cards were. My camera's not focusing, but you'll get the picture, and I appreciate you listening, and please support Frida and Felix and this Kickstarter program for the Scenona cards, the Future Journey cards.